This is a video podcast or vodcast of a walk that I did. Part of Mice of Rehab is to actually be able to describe and talk and recollect things. And for you, you'll be able to see just the personalised view of a walk around some fairly interesting parts of Australia. This is a picture of a capacitor that I was working on and in a circuit, and it's, as you can see, very, very small. I've had to photograph it to see the number, and so I wasn't too happy with a kit with a number so small on a vital component. Next, walking outside, I photographed some ants. These are they're reasonably good ants. These are sugar ants, so they go up gum trees and harvest little aphids or little bugs and look after them, but they are very harmless ants. They're actually rather nice. You can pick them up and play with them and all various things, and they are unfortunately undermining our patio, building a nest, and the nest is causing some vital components of it. This is this JCAR circuit that I'm working with. You can see off to the sides what looks like resistors. These are actually 0 ohm resistors. They're actually linking wires made as a resistor. I find that rather a crazy idea to have that. And you can see, before I understood that, I put that wire in there. There's a photograph of it, and I looked at that. And you can see down in the corner I've actually installed that capacitor. This is a quick look at the time on my watch. You can see the watch looks a bit worse for wear at this magnification. Leaving the front gate, getting in, this is the little car, the little Jazz, and driving down from the front down to the shoreline. It's all fairly early. The date there's one date out. You can see our little car there, and as you're walking around, this is the start of the path. You can see the path to the right is the fast walking path. The path to the left is the path that I went on, and it's down by the riverbank. And they've got these sort of fairly crazy, if not ugly, sculptures. And this is a sitting bench which they've cleaned up. It used to be, you can still see the graffiti coming back to it. That's another piece of architecture. Off to the side, you can see the river beside. It's supposed to be symbolic of the sea. And this, when you go down here, the place is absolutely crawling with reptiles. So I was on the lookout for snakes that like to look at you. And this is a water dragon. Here's another side shot of it climbing up a log. You can see the razor back edge of it. And this is a close-up of its face, and you can see it having a good stare directly at you. The little eyes there, and the throat can expand as they go. This is yet another. You walk a few more meters, and here's yet another one. I don't know if you can recognise it. Slightly different. It's interesting to see the stripes, and it's molting its skin at the moment. This is just a waterway. You can usually find a snake or so in this. It's a under the road creek which goes into the river that we're walking past. And this is, we've walked along the creek, a 6 kilometre walk. This is about 2 kilometres up, and that's a freeway. And yet another dragon. And you can see a slightly different coating around. Didn't see any snakes, but here is the warning: beware of black snakes. These are black belly red snakes. They seem to be near water. The eastern brown snakes are much further away from water. So this is walking along the bridge, and then you walk off to the other side. There's construction, but fields with sheep in it, and a fairly boring path as you walk along there. Interesting playground, haptic or sensation playground. People don't like picking up rocks, so they have these grounds for people to feel rocks around the place. interesting concept. All along are these groves of trees. There's these Californian redwoods here for Australians who served in World War II. I can't work that out. And just look up and there's all these redwoods, which are a bit out of place in Australia. Coming along on the way home, there's someone's house. I just thought it was rather neat. They have a planter with that of a car, sort of this, and the actual car behind it. It's good for this sense of place. This is the new Nepean Bridge coming up, giving you some distances. Distances there cost $4.9 million to go across. You don't have the distance here. It's a 6.4 kilometre loop that I'm walking on, and that's the Aboriginal name for the bridge. But the Great River Walk, you can walk 37 kilometres up to Windsor, another town along the place. This is the bridge itself, newly opened. It has some sort of Aboriginal theme for it. Walking across, looking across the bridge so I walked up the right and down the left there. And this is a standing bay in the way. And off to the right, if you're getting healthy, you have this Emu Hall, an old house which has been gutted and made into another place to eat. Of course, that's what you need, of course. And getting back to the car at the end of that took about an hour or so to walk. You can see the sun just risen and put it in shade. Thank goodness. You have to know where to park for that to happen. Thanks a lot for watching.